The Fall and Rise of Captain Atom issue 1, which is written by Cary Bates and Greg Weisman and art by Will Conrad. So this is Captain Atom, and the premise of this is that he is like fellow scientists and the government are trying to like contain his power and like test him, and he has some kind of event where he can't control his power and he has like a sort of a meltdown type situation.
He's unstable.
He's unstable.
Yeah, I think it's just like he's sick essentially. Like, and instead of sneezing, he explodes in bursts of radiation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we get a plot here where this is important. It's set like in I think it's December 2012.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so
That was
it's set,
interesting.
so it's set during the New 52 because at one point the Justice League from New 52 show up, including New 52 Superman, which is really weird. Which don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's a reason for that. I'm sure there's a reason why maybe there's going to be a time jump later and it'll come to present day.
Whoa.
And
I
that's
feel
why.
like that's likely.
Here's the thing with Captain Atom. Every time I've read a story with him, everyone thinks that he explodes and dies, but he just went somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I have the feeling that that's the thing, is he's going to go to a different time or a different universe in the multiverse. And
Well, this is what happens at the end of the issue, is that he explodes, they think he's dead or whatever, and we see him wake up somewhere in another city.
In like
Shocker.
a decimated city.
Yeah.
Or a decimated area where he is, at least. The cities around him seems alright.
So that's fine. Honestly, I did not like this issue all that much. I was kind of struggling to stay awake as I was reading it.
So here's what I just figured out, is I didn't finish this one, but I knew how it ended based off of not finishing it.
Well, yeah, but this is what I think is interesting, because I quite enjoyed this. And while Matt's right, that is always the story. That's the start of this story. It's not the end. It's
yeah, but
what
that's
happens
every Captain Atom story.
Sure, but I want to know what happens next, because it's also, he hasn't just teleported somewhere else as Captain Atom. He's a normal person.
When he wakes up at the end, he
Yeah.
looks like a normal person. That is a good point.
Back to being Captain Nathaniel Atom, ADAM, because you gotta love comics.
But here's the two main issues I have with this book. One is I have a hard time caring about Captain Atom just in general. I think there's not a lot about him that I think is that interesting.
Well, here's the whole thing. He's Doc Manhattan. Like when Alan Moore wrote up Watchmen, it was based off of the Charlton comics characters.
Yeah.
So like, Blue Beetle, all this.
He's
He
super
is
dry.
Dr. Manhattan.
The book feels
Yeah.
super dry to me, and it just like I had that problem. And then the other big issue I had with this issue specifically is that they do this thing where it starts in present day, and they mention, "Oh, I had an incident today," and they mention, "Oh, some of the Justice Leaguers had to show up or whatever," and then it cuts back and we see this story, and it felt really weird to me. Why didn't it just play out in the right order? Because when the Justice League show up, because they play this moment as if, oh, there's two beings approaching you on radar, they're coming in fast. I'm like, well, yeah, you already told me the Justice League showed up, so here they are.
Yeah. I agree,
no
that was a bit
surprise.
weird. Also, I'm just looking at the ending. It does actually tell us where he is.
Okay.
And there's a newspaper in the bottom corner. I think it's not actually that it's decimated. I think it's more like it's a scrapyard that he's in. And we
Where
see
is he,
it's the Kansas City Star, but interestingly, it's dated 1994.
All right, okay. All right.
So so he's gone into the past.
Hit the red hood button, Pete.
For what? I'm giving you info.
If you wish.
Because now you made me want to finish it. Because that is 0 hour time. That's 1994, and 0 hours where all the timey-wimey stuff started with DC.
Yeah.
And that's what caused the Legion to get out of sync with the rest of everybody, and the whole Legion lost, and all of that was 0 hour. And also the whole Armageddon 2001 story, where Monarch was supposed to be revealed to be Captain Atom, but they got cold feet at the end and made it Hawk. So I'm wondering if this
now if this is changing that a bit.
Yeah, if this is going back to traditional, like, storyline of the DCU.
I have to admit, I never noticed the year in the newspaper. I noticed the newspaper.
Yeah. I just thought, actually, it kind of just crossed my mind. It's like, hang on, that's a front page of a newspaper. It must be a date on it. I was like, I wonder if, assuming it had gone to present day, actually, honestly.
Yeah.
Damn it,
And then I
Ginge.
looked and it said 1994. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Nah. I'll be honest, like, even that doesn't super get me that excited, just because I didn't enjoy reading it, is my problem. Like, you know, halfway through, I was like,
Yeah, that's why I stopped, because halfway through, like Pete said, it was very dry. It was all these technical terms around science, which usually I don't mind, but it was reminiscent of Snyder during Zero Year explaining electrical engineering. It was just like, I don't need all of this. Just say Batman fixed it. Like,
Well, we can't just say that, because then you'll go, how does he just do everything, Matt?
no, because in Zero Year it was established he was the only hope, and so it's built in, you know.
Yeah. But either way, I enjoyed reading it more than you two. Clearly, I was kind of
Well,
into
I'm
it.
going to go
I didn't
back
think it
and
was
finish
amazing.
it now, because
But I assume, Matt, you're not
to.
going to commit to issue 2.
Probably not. And if I do, I probably won't talk about it. It'll just be something that I read when I get to it, kind of like Vigilante. And, you know, unless Connor tells me issue 2 is like, oh my god, Superman
hope it
just
is.
the end.
Well,
You know?
that would be a twist, wouldn't it?
Yeah, right? Oh. And it's mullet Superman from 1996, you know? Or
So as
94.
well as traveling back in time, he's gone to that Earth.
Yeah. Because it's all about quantum. And from what I understand through my very cursory knowledge of quantum entanglement and all this stuff, it builds on subatomic levels and
Yeah, and it's all linked.
and everything's linked. So realities and string theory and all this other science buzzwords, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if that's what they're playing at here. And then if you're talking about that, you have the maybe Rip Hunter and Booster Gold in play.
Oh, that's
it is
how you
0
get Matt
hour.
to come back into this.
This
Say Booster
is,
Gold.
this is just turning into this weird list of wants from that. This is all this is becoming.
Because
It is.
everything's at play, though, because this is supposed to be important in the grand scheme of things
Is it?
with continuity-wise. Yeah, is that's what I've been hearing the writer and DC talk about. Like, there's a reason why it's coming out now.
We'll see.
with the
Now
whole
you just made
Manhattan
Peter
stuff.
think he should read the next one because
But
he's a
that's the
sucker
whole
for that.
thing. I don't. Oh, man. So am I, though. And that's the thing, is
Yeah.
once you said 94, and what that means in DC continuity, is that's when all of the stuff that led to this now started, was around that time.
I think I'm willing to just let Connor tell me what happens in
Yeah,
the next
fine.
issue.
That's fine.
I mean,
I'm gonna
I
finish
enjoyed it. I don't think it was amazing, don't get me wrong, but I definitely didn't have as much of a problem with it as you guys. I agree with your complaint about them telling you about the Just League. It kind of deflated the tension of the moment.
Yeah.
So it was a bit weird, structurally. But overall, I'm okay with it.
Are you reading issue 2 then next month?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Okay. So Fall and Rise of Captain Atom will be continuing to be covered here, even if it is just Connor talking about it. But if it ends up being important, at least we'll know about it because Connor's told us